In the realm of skincare, sunscreen stands apart as a true essential. It's about safeguarding our skin from a silent, invisible threat, the sun's ultraviolet radiation. Before we can appreciate sunscreen, we must first understand UV radiation. Emanating from the sun, UV rays can wreak havoc on our skin. Enter sunscreen, our trusty shield against the sun's relentless assault. Sunscreens employ two primary mechanisms of action: absorption and reflection. Chemical sunscreens absorb UV radiation, while physical sunscreens reflect it. To grasp the significance of sunscreen, we must understand the sun. The electromagnetic spectrum encompasses everything from radio waves to gamma rays. UV radiation occupies a specific band within this spectrum. Characterized by its shorter wavelengths and higher energy levels, excessive exposure can have detrimental effects on our skin. UVA rays, often referred to as the aging rays, constitute the majority of UV radiation that reaches the Earth's surface. Their longer wavelengths allow them to penetrate deep into the skin, reaching the dermis. Prolonged exposure to UVA rays can damage collagen and elastin fibers, leading to wrinkles and a loss of skin elasticity. UVA rays also contribute to hyperpigmentation, leading to an uneven skin tone. UVB rays make their presence known in a more immediate and often painful way. Sunburns. These rays primarily affect the epidermis, the outermost layer of our skin. Exposure to UVB rays triggers an increase in melanin production, giving us a tan. However, excessive UVB exposure leads to cell damage and inflammation, the hallmarks of a sunburn. The consequences of unprotected sun exposure extend far beyond the visible signs of aging and sunburns. Beneath the surface, a more insidious threat lurks: skin cancer. Both UVA and UVB rays contribute to the development of skin cancer. UVA rays can damage the DNA of skin cells, increasing the risk of mutations. UVB rays are more directly carcinogenic, meaning they can directly cause cancer by damaging the DNA of skin cells. Imagine a sheer invisible veil draped over your skin, deflecting the sun's harmful rays. That's the essence of sunscreen, a protective barrier that shields us from UV radiation. Sunscreen's primary mission is to prevent UV radiation from penetrating the skin and causing damage. It accomplishes this through two main mechanisms: absorption and reflection. Understanding these differences empowers us to make informed choices about the sunscreen we use. Chemical sunscreens rely on the power of chemistry to neutralize UV radiation. These formulations contain specific organic compounds that act as UV filters. These chemical filters work by absorbing UV rays, preventing them from penetrating the skin. Physical sunscreens, also known as mineral sunscreens, take a more direct approach to UV protection reflection. These formulations utilize mineral ingredients, primarily zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which act as physical blockers. Physical sunscreens provide immediate protection upon application. When it comes to sunscreen, the SPF rating is the most prominent piece of information on the label. SPF, short for sun protection factor, measures how well a sunscreen protects the skin from UVB rays. The SPF number indicates how long it would take for UVB rays to redden the skin when using sunscreen compared to without. SPF 15 filters out about 93% of UVB rays, SPF 30 filters out about 97%, and SPF 50 filters out about 98%. Dermatologists recommend using a broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher for adequate protection. In the moments following the application of sunscreen, a microscopic transformation unfolds on the skin's surface. Depending on the type of sunscreen, chemical or physical, the mechanism of action differs. Chemical sunscreens begin to bind to the skin, ready to intercept and neutralize incoming UV rays. Physical sunscreens immediately start reflecting UV rays away from the skin's surface. While the sun's warmth may feel comforting, its invisible UV radiation triggers a cascade of damaging processes within our cells. Free radicals, unstable molecules produced by UV exposure, overwhelm our body's natural antioxidant defenses. Sunscreen steps in as a powerful antioxidant, neutralizing these free radicals and mitigating the effects of oxidative stress. By quenching free radicals, sunscreen helps protect the skin's structural integrity, preserving its youthful appearance. Beyond its primary role as a UV shield, sunscreen often surprises us with an added bonus, a boost of hydration. Many sunscreen formulations now incorporate moisturizing ingredients, transforming this sun protection essential into a multitasking skincare hero. This emphasis on hydration reflects a growing understanding of the interconnectedness of skin health. While physical sunscreens offer immediate protection upon application, chemical sunscreens require a bit of patience to reach their full potential. The organic compounds in chemical sunscreens need time to bind to the skin and form a protective shield. Dermatologists generally recommend applying chemical sunscreen at least 15 to 20 minutes before sun exposure to allow ample time for the UV filters to activate. This waiting period ensures that the sunscreen is fully absorbed and ready to effectively intercept UV rays. Rushing out into the sun immediately after applying a chemical sunscreen can compromise its efficacy, leaving your skin vulnerable to UV damage. Think of it like allowing a freshly painted wall to dry. It needs time to set and form a protective layer. This time factor highlights an important distinction between chemical and physical sunscreens, influencing the choice of sunscreen based on individual needs and preferences. Whether you opt for the immediate protection of physical sunscreen or the lightweight feel of chemical sunscreen, patience and proper application are key to maximizing sun protection. Time, the relentless sculptor, leaves its mark on us all, etching lines of experience onto our faces and subtly altering our appearance as we journey through life. While we embrace the wisdom and grace that come with age, premature aging, the accelerated appearance of wrinkles, fine lines and age spots is a phenomenon we'd rather avoid. Enter sunscreen, our steadfast ally in the fight against time's visible imprints. By diligently shielding our skin from the sun's ultraviolet radiation, we can significantly slow down the aging process, preserving a youthful radiance for years to come. UV rays, particularly UVA rays, are notorious for their deep penetration into the skin, wreaking havoc on collagen and elastin fibers, the very building blocks of youthful skin. These structural proteins provide the skin with its firmness, elasticity, and ability to bounce back from stress. However, prolonged and unprotected UV exposure weakens these vital fibers, leading to a loss of elasticity, the formation of wrinkles, and a sagging appearance, the hallmarks of premature aging. Sunscreen acts as a protective barrier, intercepting UV rays before they can inflict damage on these delicate structures. By consistently using sunscreen, we provide our skin with the support it needs to maintain its youthful resilience, minimizing the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines and sagging, and preserving a smoother, more youthful complexion over time. Section 2. Maintaining an even complexion. The fight against hyperpigmentation, an even skin tone free from dark spots and discoloration, is often coveted as a sign of youthfulness and vitality. However, hyperpigmentation, a common skin concern characterized by uneven patches of darkened skin, can affect people of all ages and skin types. While genetics and hormonal fluctuations can play a role, sun exposure is a major culprit in the development of hyperpigmentation. When the skin is exposed to UV radiation, it increases melanin production, the pigment responsible for our skin color. This increase in melanin is a natural defense mechanism, attempting to absorb UV rays and protect the skin from further damage. However, when UV exposure is excessive or prolonged, melanin production can become uneven, leading to the formation of dark spots, age spots, and an uneven skin tone. Sunscreen, our trusty shield against UV radiation, can significantly reduce the risk of hyperpigmentation by preventing these melanin-producing cells from going into overdrive. By diligently applying sunscreen, we create a protective barrier that helps maintain an even skin tone, reducing the appearance of dark spots and discoloration, and preserving a brighter, more radiant complexion. Section 3. The ultimate defense: lowering skin cancer risk. Beyond the aesthetic benefits of preventing premature aging and hyperpigmentation, sunscreen's most crucial role lies in its ability to significantly reduce the risk of skin cancer, the most common type of cancer worldwide. This life-altering disease develops when skin cells, damaged by UV radiation, begin to grow and divide uncontrollably. Both UVA and UVB rays contribute to the development of skin cancer, albeit through different mechanisms. UVA rays, with their deep penetrating abilities, can damage the DNA of skin cells, increasing the risk of mutations that can lead to cancer. UVB rays, on the other hand, are more directly carcinogenic, meaning they have the potential to directly cause cancer by damaging the DNA of skin cells. Sunscreen, with its ability to block and absorb UV radiation, acts as a powerful line of defense against this potentially life-threatening disease. Studies have shown that regular sunscreen use can reduce the risk of developing melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer, by up to 50%. By incorporating sunscreen into our daily routine, we're not just protecting our skin from sunburns and wrinkles. We're taking a proactive step towards safeguarding our health and well-being, reducing the risk of this potentially life-altering disease. Sunscreen, in this sense, transcends its role as a mere beauty product and becomes a vital tool in our arsenal for a long and healthy life. Section 1. Dispelling the SPF myths. In the realm of skincare, where scientific advancements often intertwine with popular beliefs, myths and misconceptions can easily take root. Sunscreen, despite its proven efficacy in protecting our skin from the sun's harmful rays, has not escaped the clutches of misinformation. From the belief that dark skin doesn't need sunscreen to the notion that SPF 100 offers all-day protection, these myths can have real-world consequences, leading to inadequate sun protection and an increased risk of sun damage. It's time to shed light on these misleading claims, separating fact from fiction, and empowering ourselves with accurate information to make informed decisions about our skin health. Let's delve into some of the most prevalent SPF myths and debunk them with scientific evidence and a dose of common sense. By understanding the truth behind these misconceptions, we can navigate the world of sun protection with confidence, ensuring that our skin receives the optimal level of care and defense against the sun's relentless assault. Section 2. Separating fact from fiction. Myth number 1. Dark skin doesn't need sunscreen. This pervasive myth, often rooted in the belief that melanin, the pigment responsible for darker skin tones, provides sufficient protection against the sun, couldn't be further from the truth. While it's true that melanin offers some natural sun protection, it's not an impenetrable shield. People with darker skin tones still experience sunburns, albeit less frequently than those with lighter skin. Moreover, UVA rays, the primary culprits behind premature aging and skin cancer, penetrate all skin tones equally, regardless of melanin content. Therefore, regardless of your skin color, regular sunscreen use is essential for everyone to protect against both immediate and long-term sun damage. Myth number 2. SPF 100 means you can stay in the sun all day. The SPF rating, while an important indicator of a sunscreen's efficacy, can be easily misunderstood. An SPF 100 sunscreen does not provide 100% protection against UV rays, nor does it grant an all-day pass to bask in the sun without consequences. SPF measures the amount of time it takes for UVB rays to redden the skin when using sunscreen compared to unprotected skin. However, no sunscreen, regardless of its SPF, can completely block out all UV radiation. Furthermore, sunscreen's effectiveness diminishes over time due to factors like sweating, swimming, and rubbing. Dermatologists recommend reapplying sunscreen every 2 hours, or more frequently if engaged in water activities or sweating heavily, regardless of the SPF. Myth number 3, you don't need sunscreen on cloudy days. This misconception stems from the assumption that clouds act as a reliable barrier against the sun's rays. However, up to 80% of UV radiation can penetrate clouds, meaning that even on overcast days, our skin is still vulnerable to sun damage. UVA rays, in particular, are ever-present, penetrating clouds, glass windows, and even clothing. These aging rays contribute to premature wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of skin cancer, making daily sunscreen application essential regardless of the weather conditions. The sunscreen ritual, a step-by-step guide. Applying sunscreen might seem like a simple task, but there's a subtle art to ensuring optimal coverage and maximizing its protective powers. It's not just about slathering on any amount of lotion, it's about a mindful approach that ensures every inch of exposed skin receives adequate protection from the sun's harmful rays. Think of it as a ritual, a few simple steps incorporated into your daily routine that can make a world of difference in safeguarding your skin's health and appearance. Let's break down the process step by step to ensure you're getting the most out of your sunscreen. Step 1. The generous dollop. Begin by squeezing a generous amount of sunscreen, about a nickel-sized dollop, onto your fingertips. This may seem like a lot, but remember, sunscreen's effectiveness depends on adequate coverage. Step 2. From face to body. Starting with your face, gently dot the sunscreen across your forehead, cheeks, nose and chin. Don't forget your ears and neck, often neglected areas prone to sun damage. For your body, apply a shot glass-sized amount of sunscreen, spreading it evenly across all exposed areas. Making SPF a habit, integrating sun protection into your routine. Step 3. The art of blending. Using gentle, circular motions, blend the sunscreen into your skin until it's fully absorbed. Be sure to massage it in thoroughly, ensuring even coverage and avoiding any white cast, particularly with physical sunscreens. Step 4. Don't forget the details. Pay close attention to often overlooked areas like the back of your hands, tops of your feet, and your lips. Use a lip balm with SPF for added protection. If you're parting your hair, apply sunscreen to your scalp as well. Step 5. Reapplication is key. Sunscreen's effectiveness diminishes over time, especially with sweating, swimming, or rubbing. Dermatologists recommend reapplying sunscreen every 2 hours or more frequently if engaged in water activities or sweating heavily to maintain optimal protection. By following these simple steps, you can transform sunscreen application from a chore into a mindful act of self-care, ensuring that your skin receives the protection it deserves. Remember, sunscreen is not just for beach days, it's a year-round essential, a non-negotiable part of any skincare routine. The sunscreen imperative, a lifelong commitment. As we conclude our exploration into the world of sunscreen, one resounding message emerges. Incorporating sunscreen into our daily routines is not merely a matter of vanity, but a crucial investment in our long-term health and well-being. It's a commitment to protecting our skin, our largest and most visible organ, from the relentless onslaught of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. From the moment we apply that protective layer, a microscopic transformation unfolds, an intricate dance between sunscreen ingredients and our skin cells, all orchestrated to deflect and neutralize the invisible threat of UV rays. Chemical sunscreens, with their UV-absorbing molecules, work diligently beneath the surface, transforming harmful energy into harmless heat. Meanwhile, physical sunscreens, composed of mineral particles like tiny mirrors, stand guard on the skin's surface, reflecting UV rays away before they can inflict damage. This dynamic duo of actions, absorption and reflection, forms the cornerstone of sunscreen's protective power, shielding us from the immediate threat of sunburns and the long-term consequences of premature aging and skin cancer. But sunscreen's benefits extend far beyond mere UV protection. It acts as a potent antioxidant, neutralizing free radicals that contribute to premature aging, and many formulations now incorporate hydrating ingredients, making sunscreen application a multitasking skincare step that nourishes and protects. The science is clear. Sunscreen is not just a seasonal essential, it's a year-round necessity, a non-negotiable part of any comprehensive skincare routine. Embrace the shield your skin's best defense. In a world increasingly focused on instant gratification, sunscreen stands as a testament to the power of prevention. A simple yet profound act of self-care that yields remarkable long-term benefits. It's about shifting our mindset from treating sun damage to actively preventing it, embracing sunscreen as our skin's best defense against the visible and invisible threats of the sun. Imagine a world where wrinkles, fine lines, and age spots are not inevitable consequences of aging, but rather preventable outcomes of conscious sun protection. Imagine a future where the incidence of skin cancer, a potentially life-altering disease, is significantly reduced thanks to the widespread adoption of daily sunscreen use. This is the future we can create, one sunscreen application at a time. By integrating sunscreen into our daily routines, regardless of skin tone, age, or weather conditions, we're not just protecting our skin, we're investing in our future health and well-being. So the next time you reach for that bottle of sunscreen, remember that you're holding more than just a lotion. You're holding the key to healthy, radiant skin for years to come. Embrace the shield, make sunscreen your daily ritual, and let your skin reap the rewards of this simple yet powerful act of self-care.